Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today we're going to have a look at a triple jump Gobo Wee Wee. That's 3 jump spells, a Rage, a Skelly, and a Poison. Now, normally you're bringing in maybe 2 jump spells, such as a modified Witch Slap. Bringing in 3 jump spells on this one, and going to show you how devastating it is, and then I'm going to show you some of my attacks using the exact same troop combo. Now, before we get into it, though, I do want to share we'll get rid of this range thing here. Okay, so having a look at this base. Now you are going to bring in 3 jump spells, so have a little bit of a think about what you can possibly do, bringing in 4 wall breakers as well, where you might need those wall breakers, how you're going to come in with jump spells, and some of the things that a jump spell will enable you to do in this base. Now, of course, if you put a jump spell here, I'm just showing these, I'm not saying this is where they will be, but I'm just showing you the places where you can place jump spells that will get you tremendous access to a lot of the base, depending on whereabouts you come in from the base. And of course, that jump spell here, anything in either of these suddenly gets you access to that kind of thing. So it's that kind of thinking in terms of that's a very large jump spell. But you see the idea that I'm trying to get at here, that depending on where you're going to put the jump spells, you can get a really good lot of value for your jump spells. So you could even put one here, and that will open up all these 3 compartments. And then if you put another one, look, maybe it would probably go there. You could possibly get that. That will open up these 3 compartments as well. So it's that kind of thinking involved. So having a good look at the base that you're going to attack. Okay, so having said that, let's get straight into it. And like I said, we'll have a look at these 2 attacks. One is against my base, and then we'll have a look at some of the attacks that I've done with it and my thoughts on it as well. And in terms of how does it compare to, say, a Witch Slap or something like that. Okay, so you've seen here a couple of witches at the top, 3 witches at the top up there, and 6 witches on this right hand side. Now there was no reason to come up near this gold mine up the top there. Wall breakers there to get to the wizard. Why? Because there wasn't too much up there, and there was no way that those witches were going to path over to the wizard. Okay, now have a look at where he's placed that jump spell. That's one of the spots that we thought you could possibly get a jump spell into. And with the rage spell there, doesn't matter what came out of the clan castle, you drop a poison on it, you drop a rage spell for your heroes going in, and the clan castle is pretty well wiped out. Now you notice that his queen did go up to the top side as well. Now he's got that other jump spell up the top side, which should enable the troops to path over to that side where the queen is now. And there they go. You can see some of the barbs going over, and now that jump spell in that bottom section connects all those dots together, and there's only the bottom cannon and bottom archer tower compartments that have not been accessed by that. So that's 3 jump spells has given him access to the entire base. So this is something you're going to see in some of my attacks as well. Trying to think about it. Now the other thing that you will see coming up is the possibility of using a jump spell to try and help salvage something as well, like coming into a base from the outside. Or things have gone pathing. How do I deal with that weapon that's 2 layers deep? Jump spell. Jump spell will do it. So this is like a less than 2 minute wipeout on this. So we'll have a look at the next attack now. Okay, first time in war for this base too, and fresh hit and 3-star. And you'll again notice the troops: 6 wizards, 4 wall breakers, 2 archers. And pay close attention to what he does with the wall breakers here. They're going to be dropped over here near this cannon. I'm just giving you a heads up. So golems onto the outside weapons, 2 witches, 2 witches, 2 witches, 3 sort of in the middle. Then kind of like a rough even spread on the wizards, roughly 3, kind of flanking towards the outside a little bit. Early jump spell down, try and get the poison. Now, the detriment to this base is, of course, that moat does help create a bowler funnel, so the bowlers won't go to the right. And they're not going to be teased by this expo. They will go straight to that jump spell, depending on how they're placed. So now you can see the golem here down near the king. Watch his wall breakers. Here they come. Boom. In they go. So access to that, and then watch what he does with a jump spell over there. So he's dropped a first jump spell to get access into the base where the queen is, where the queen went in. Second jump spell over to that exit, and third jump spell gets access to those into all the rest of those compartments over to two ways into that expo now. And then there's just the Troll Teslas on the outside. Queen is in there. She's just going to shoot stuff up pretty well. Still, ability hasn't been used yet. Now Skelly spell, bit of a bomb. It's not going to be too much of an issue. The jump spell Skellies can get in there to help save the Queen. Second bomb goes off. Yeah, it kills a bit of stuff, but it's not hurting too much for the Queen. The Queen should be taking this jump spell, but she's decided that she just wants to walk against the wall, and she'd rather shoot a wall. So the only other thing was the archers. Drop the archers. You could have drop an archer on the right-hand side, but look, the base was wiped out in less than 2 minutes anyway. So just trying to point out the thought that went into the attack on where you can place the jump spells to get access to everything in the base, as well as coming in. Look, you don't need to use the wall breakers to help path like you saw to get into the cannons, but of course getting into the cannon gave access to the air defense, which was a second layer weapon. That's this air defense that's just above the king's head there at the bottom, that there was an air defense there. So I'll bring this up again. We won't go through the whole attack, but just to show what I'm trying to say here. That the wall breakers here gave access to be able to shoot this. And by having a jump spell there, that also meant coming in this way, and then I could access all of that. I didn't, but I'm talking about the attacker. Then by having the jump spell here and having the jump spell there, that's pretty well got access to, those 3 jump spells have given access to all of that part of the base. And then of course if the Queen is anywhere in this moat, if she is, she can shoot these things. Bowlers in there will take these things out, which just means this outside pocket would be the only thing that's left. Okay. So having said that, let's get on and have a look at some of the things I have done with it. Okay, now on this base, have a look at my troops. I didn't have archers, I just donated them, and I'd forgotten about the donated archers. So anyway, let's just get straight into this and have a little bit of a looky look. I've dropped a golem with a couple of witches behind it straight away, golem at the top with a couple of witches behind it, and a golem on the right hand side. I should be dropping to get onto that mortar. There we go. Now the golem that was put right up the top has passed over to this right hand side mortar. Kind of ridiculous. Now I didn't bother putting witches on the right hand side of this mortar. That would have meant trying to keep the funnel secure, because I was quite happy for them to path down to all these outside weapons. So there you've got the first jump spell going in there. Now it's probably not the best jump spell, and being a friendly challenge, it was the old 30-second scout thing. So I'll just speed this up a little bit here so you can see like things went wrong. Obviously if I had an archer on the right hand side, those builders huts and things like that, they would have gone down. So you can see that third jump spell I've now placed down at the bottom there. I've still got the Skelly spell, and I've still got a poison. And I don't know what's in the clan castle. Like, why didn't I bother with the clan castle? Yeah, I've got a poison. The Queen's up. I can see the Queen's pathing around. I just didn't feel it was going to be that much of a bother. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Look at this. I've got all these king. I've got my wizards. I've got the king. I've got a full strength golem over here. And all my really beefy, tanky troops are running away from it. And I was like, oh, come on. That's not part of the plan. You know, why can't I have that archer? So what I did was I dropped the poison spell to slow the king down, and I was kind of hoping all that stuff would path over. And then I dropped the Skelly spell to try and take out the king, and it took out the king. And I thought maybe the skeletons can distract a little bit on the Teslas and things like that. And it's like, well, like I said, my beefy stuff is all separated, all ran away. My wizards, witches, everything sort of pathed different ways. So it kind of became like a little bit of a dog's breakfast, really, of an attack. So now my wizards are dying over there. Otherwise, they all would have pathed around the outside, and it would have been really quite beautiful. Just that little thing in the middle would have been the issue. So Lava Hounds come out, and I thought, oh, that's pretty good. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's not so good, because if my queen gets stuck on the Lava Hound, then the weapons will shoot the queen. But then I've got the witches coming with the Wizzy. The Wizzy's shooting the Expo. The Queen's going to come in now. Hopefully the archers and the Queen shoot the Expo and not the Lava Hound. And boom, there we go. 3-star on that. So let's have a look at the next one. Alright, now in this attack, what I figured was if I placed a jump spell here, I'd be able to get access to both of these compartments. then another jump spell here would possibly get me access to all of that, or at least a jump spell there. That was my thinking on getting the jump spells in, and then I thought I'd just wing it, because remember, this was a friendly challenge, and it's like one of these 30-second scouts, not too much time to think about it. So anyway, let's just get into this, have a look how I approach this. Golem, couple of witches, golem, couple of witches, and I've got the third golem and then a couple of witches. Now, I was considering this archer up here, so that did play into it a little bit. So witches on the right hand side, clearing a nice wide funnel. There's my jump spell. Look, I've just dropped the jump spell a little bit too short, so nothing can get in, nothing can get in anywhere. Goodness gracious. So that was a very good jump spell at all. It should have been I shouldn't have tried to get into all those compartments in one go, but it did suddenly allow me access to get into the expo compartment. So Clan Castle comes out, drop the poison, a little bit late on the poison, unfortunately, but there we go. I've dropped the poison, I've dropped the rage, so those things, the Clan Castle was you just saw how quickly that Clan Castle was taken out with a bit of a poison and a rage spell. Now I'm looking at this right hand side, figured, you know what, Skellies, Golem, they need to get into that compartment. They need to get them into both of those compartments. And now I could see a little bit differently how if I drop the jump spells, possibly differently. I might have been able to take this right hand side out a little bit quicker, but you can see with the Golem, King bashing through the wall, then the Teslas popped and I thought, oh goodness gracious me. So the Queen's gone on the left hand side up there, taking out that stuff. The witches up there, they're no problem. Witches on the right hand side, I thought, oh, they're going to struggle against the Tesla, so I'm going to need to be tricky here, drop the wall breakers, bit of a YOLO wall breakers on the wall breakers. I hope they get through. Bang, they did. Skellies come in, and now I need to save the witches. So quick thinking, drop the Skelly spell. There we go. So everything should target on the Skelly spell while the witches keep spawning more skeletons and to help take out the Teslas and the archer if I can. The skeletons have all spawned their spawn, and my witches are trying their best to spawn more skeletons and get in there, try to take out the Tesla. Hopefully. Can they do it? Can they do it? I know they're going to go down. Yes. Okay, Tesla's down, so I knew the witch was going to go down, but now look at what I've got. I've got 5 witches behind the Queen up there. Look, the base is dead. Obviously, Queen's ability still hasn't been used, and, you know, the Expo is going to take out the witches a little bit, but I was pretty confident that there's no way the Expo and the Archer would have been able to take out all my witches, and it didn't happen. So that was a little bit of quick thinking on my part using the 3 jump spell. Now, yeah, let's have a look at one more. Okay, lucky last, and check out the Troll Tesla on the right hand side, and there will be a Troll Tesla on the left hand side as well. Okay, so here we go, 3 golems down, Troll Tesla on the right, and 3 witches, 2, you know, so all the witches are down. Now I've got a nice little spread of the wizards. Could probably have deployed them a little bit differently. See a Lava Hounds come out of the Clan Castle. Now I did drop my wall breakers. I did YOLO the wall breakers, thinking that my bowlers, witches and all that had already cleared the path for any possible little bombs, but it just wasn't the case. So there I was, I had to drop the jump spell down. Jump spell's not the ideal jump spell. It probably should have pathed all over those top 3 areas there, but you'll see how the second jump spells do very nicely. Anyway, wall's broken. So there I've got the rage spell, drop the rage spell, everything will rage through. Second jump spell is right on the money, covers all of those compartments, so everyone can get through into those big expo compartments. And then look at that third jump spell. Gets access to virtually everything else that you can be concerned with. Now, all the heroes, my king, he's going to rage in a minute, but the queen, golems, look at the health of the golems. I've still got 3 golems up. Yes, it's not a max defensive base, but it's just showing you the principle of the attack. Now, notice the mortar on the bottom. I've deployed the skellies on that mortar on the bottom, and it distracted the cannon, and it also took out the mortar. So that enabled my witches to survive a little bit longer. And we'll just speed this up because you know it's a 3-star, and you can see the Troll Tesla on the left-hand side. So there you go. That is the troop combination of 3 jump spells, 1 rage, 1 skelly, 1 poison, 8 witches, 6 wizards, 4 wall breakers, 2 archers, and 3 golems. So make this up, try it in friendly challenges in your own village, and see how you go. And so please like the video, give it a thumb up, leave me a comment, and look, question of the day, just very quickly, why can't a bicycle stand on its own? Because it is too tired. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. and I'll see you in the next video.